Hey guys, EpicMan14111 here, and for today's first deck profile, I got this one. It's not Blue Eyes, although it does have Blue Eyes in it. Um, this one is a special deck I made myself with a combination of cards. Pretty much its goal is to bring out powerful dragons that power up themselves from having other dragons either in your graveyard or on your field. Dragons, you add dragons to your hand or special summon from your grave or your hand. Also, let you special summon Blue Eyes from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So without further ado, here is my Master of the Dragons deck. This deck is mostly for like fun, like fun playing with friends, not for tournaments. Just mostly like for fun. Although if you did want to use it, you could take out a couple. Also, if you do want to make this, you could pretty much just make it into whatever. But, alright. Starting off with monsters, I use 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. I did the second artwork from the Legendary decks too, because it just looks cool. So does the first artwork, but that's in my Blue Eyes deck. So 3 Blue Eyes, 3 Maidens, to special summon your Blue Eyes easily. Either whether it being by someone attacking your Maiden, or just by using a card effect on it. Then, starting off with the fusion build, you got 3 King of the Swamps to either search for a poly, or if you have a poly in your hand, use it for with Ultimate Dragon if you have Ultimate Dragon on your field, or use it with like just an easy play is like, say you have Blackluster Soldier in your hand, you have this with Polymerization, use it to bring out your Dragon Master Knight. Simple. Or if you have one material for any of the others, just and you have a Polymerization to spare in your hand, really useful there. Next up, 2 Alexandrite Dragons, just to be a level 4 dragon type. Level 4 with 2,000 attack points. Then 2 Luster Dragons, pretty much a powerhouse level 4 with 1900. Has decent attack strength. The next one is your Searcher for Dark Magician or Red Eyes, and that's a Dwarf Star. Because once per turn during the end phase, if this card was normal summon this turn, he lets you add a level 7 or 8 dark or light monster from your deck to your hand. So if you have Dark Magician or Red Eyes in your deck still, definitely let you do that. Then I run 1 Blue Eye Shining Dragon. A good combo with this guy is you have Ultimate Dragon on your field, and you have Red Eye's Darkness Metal on your field. You tribute the Ultimate Dragon to bring him out. Then use Darkness Metal to bring back that Blue Eyes to your field, because Blue Eyes Ultimate is 4,500. Although if you don't want to do that, it does power up Shining Dragon by 300 attack points. Well, just for having Ultimate Dragon, but you already have 3 Blue Eyes in the graveyard. So yeah, but just if you want a Blue Eyes Ultimate on the field quite easily. Then 1 Dark Magician. I'll get in. Pretty much why he's in this deck is because Dark Paladin. Also because First of the Dragons, because First of the Dragons requires 2 normal monsters, which this deck has a bunch of level 4 normals. Your Blue Eyes, Dark Magician, and Red Eyes. Next, you got Blackluster Soldier for your Dragon Master Knight play. Elemental Hero Prisma. I would have had more put in here, but I only have 1 right now. If I get 2 more, I'll definitely like put them in or swap stuff out. I'll probably put in like 1 more because this deck has 44 cards because I took a card out a minute ago. Dragon Spirit of White. Pretty much special summon it with Red Eyes Darkness Metal or just tribute to bring it out. Get rid of an opponent's spell trap card. Also, its name is Blue Eyes. While believe in the grave, or no, it's always treated as a Blue Eyes monster, but it's a normal monster while in your hand or in the grave. Then, of course, 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal, pretty much your summoner for this deck, to bring out dragons. Like I said, Ultimate Dragon, you bring out Shining or some stuff like that. Buster Blader for your Dark Paladin play. Also, if you're facing off against another Dragon Duelist, he's good to use. Red Eyes Black Dragon. He's in here because Dwarf Star, it wouldn't make sense to have Dark Magician. Well, it'd make it easier on Dark Magician and Red Eyes to use Dwarf Star to add them if you don't already have them in your hand. Hopefully, if you get Dwarf Star first. But Red Eyes is in here for another reason, which I'm going to show you next, and that's Red Eyes Darkness Dragon. At first, I was thinking whether I should risk putting Darkness in here or not, but I pretty much figured, well, I have Dark Paladin, I have Shining Dragon, I have Dragon Master Knight, and those 3 power up by having dragons either in your grave or on your field, so why not add this guy? And then, finishing off the monsters, I have 1 Hunter Dragon, a level 3 with 1700 attack points. So there's the monsters, and why I chose them. Now for the spells. Since it is mostly with fusions, I run 3 polymerizations, 2 Mystical Space Typhoons, pretty much set them, your opponent's turn. They want to set something face down, you can instantly blow it up. That would stop a Mirror Force play, if you're lucky and pick a Mirror Force. Well, unless they set 1 card. If it's 1 card, it's simple. Then I run 2 Fang of Critias. 1 for Crush card, 1 for Mirror Force. I had 3, but Doom Virus is definitely really useful. Stop big plays. Then I use Mausoleum of Light, because sending Blue Eyes from your deck to the grave, or either that, or, well, doing that, with that, selecting Maiden with Eyes of Blue on your field to increase her attack strength, her ability would kick in, allowing you to special summon that Blue Eyes. I don't use it for Burst Stream of Destruction effect because that'd be for like a classic Blue Eyes deck. Next up is Fusion Substitute, because it counts as polymerization, fusing monsters from your field. Say you have like 5 dragons on your field. I do have 5-headed dragon in this deck, so yeah. I might add Dragon's Mirror in, but it's in my Red Eyes deck. I think I'm gonna do that. Is take out 5-headed dragon in the Red Eyes deck, and First of the Dragons. Well, no, I'm gonna add I am gonna add Dragon's Mirror because it's in my Red Eyes deck. Because it makes it a lot easier to fusion from your grave. But it does banish cards, and this deck really doesn't like you banishing. So that's why that's kind of risky there, with this deck at least. The Fusion Substitute. This card's name is always treated as polymerization. Fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control as fusion materials. You can banish this card from your graveyard, and target 1 fusion monster in your graveyard, return that card to the extra deck, then draw a card. That's another good thing. Just banish this card from your... banish it from the graveyard, target a fusion monster in your grave, like Ultimate Dragon, Neo Ultimate, something like that, and boom, turn to your extra deck. I probably could have added another one in there, because they do have Neo Ultimate. It'd be a good way to add two Ultimates back, being able to use it to... If you don't OTK, that is. If you don't OTK, uh, or at least kill in a single turn. Like, not on your first turn, obviously, but just 8,000 life points and one in a single turn. Then it'd be really useful to add both your ultimates, or Neo Ultimate and Ultimate back, to your extra deck to use Neo Ultimate ability again. Then to weaken your opponent's monsters, I added in Burden of the Mighty to pretty much weaken it by, I believe, 100 times its level. Yeah, 100 times its level. So if you have two Burden of the Mighties, which I have another one somewhere, it would be 200 times its level, which would be really useful. Then again, Shrink, if I like set it face down on my field, my opponent summons something. If good play is Burden of the Mighty is already there. Say you have something like 2,000, but they bring out something 3,000. That's like, let's say there was a level 10 monster with 3,000 attack points, or let's just say they summon Blue Eyes. Okay, let's just do that. Okay, it has 3,000 attack points. Its level is 8, so it loses 800. That's 2,200. My monster only has 2,000, like Alexandrite Dragon. This is face down. Burden of the Mighty's there, weakening it by 800. They want to attack you. Flip up Shrink, targeting that monster, and cut its attack points in half, making it 1,100. Until the end of the turn. Which, unless they cancel the attack, which I don't think they can. I think only some cards let them rethink what they want to do. But I think if they declare an attack, they have to attack. I'm not really sure. Then I have Future Fusion. Pretty much, if you don't have Polymerization in hand, and you still have some materials in the deck, like say King of the Swamp, with some stuff like Blackluster Soldier, unless that's destroyed, boom, 2 turns go by, you bring out that fusion. Then, kind of to help you draw some more cards, you got Pot of Greed. Let's say you don't have any monsters. This deck does have a lot of level 4, or a few level 4s. Plenty of level 4s, I should say. 1 Unexpected Die. Level 4 normal monster, if you have none. Do you have to pay life points? Nope, just special summon. And then final card for spell cards is Swords of Revealing Light. Pretty much to stall your opponent. If you have nothing to do, just use swords to stop their attacks for 3 turns. That's for spells. Now for the traps. I run 2 Mirror Force. I have 1 Mirror Force Dragon, so one's going to be used for him, the other is just for fun. Unless I want to, I'm just going to use both Mirror Forces. Depends if I draw a Fang of Critias with Mirror Force, or draw a Fang of Critias first. Then I had 2 Crush cards, but I decided to go with just 1. 1 Crush card Virus. The only dark monster with 2,000 or less attack points this deck has, is it 2,000 or less? 1,000 or less. 2,000 was that? Yeah, everyone would use that. This deck doesn't have any monsters with 1,000 or less that are dark, or any monster with 1,000 or less. Well, let me check. Monster, dark. Okay, because I was gonna say you could use it with Maiden, but can't. So that's why 1 Crush card is gonna be used for Doom Virus Dragon. Then for the last trap card, I run 4 traps in this deck, and that's Fusion Reserve. Pretty much Fusion Reserve. You can reveal a monster in your extra deck, I believe a fusion. Reveal 1 fusion monster in your extra deck, add 1 of the fusion materials from your deck to your hand, then you can add Polymerization from your graveyard to your hand. So it's kind of like a Rottweiler, only different. Because Rottweiler, for you Elemental Hero duelists, well, back then, Elemental Hero duelists, when you would use Rottweiler, before we got even all the better material and stuff, Rottweiler, when he's destroyed, I believe when he was set face down or something like that, but when he's destroyed, he lets you add a hero or elemental hero from your graveyard and polymerization to your hand. Well, this is letting you add a materia fusion, one of the fusion materials from your deck to your hand, and polymerization from your graveyard back to your hand. It's useful for after you've already fusion summoned. So that's it for the traps. Now onto the extra deck. I run 2 Neo Ultimate, 1, and then using one of it as the thing. Then I have 3 Blue Eyes Ultimates, 2 Legendary Deck Ultra Rares, Legendary Deck 2, so that's 1 turn right there. This one I pulled from Rivals of the Pharaoh, which is pretty cool. It has like the common look to it, but it's not a common because it has the shiny print. I think it's a super rare. No, I'm not sure it's super rare. Might just be a rare. I'll have to check later. But yeah, that's 1 turn worth of his ability right there. But I run 3, so that's 2. You pretty much just need 2 turns. So yeah, 3 ultimates, 2 Neo Ultimates. Because Neo Ultimate lets him... Blue Eyes Ultimate, just if you want to use it to look classical, or use it for Shining Dragon. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's another good thing to do. You have Shining Dragon, and you want to use Fusion Substitute. Yeah, Fusion Substitute. You use that when your ultimate's in the graveyard that you tributed. If you don't want to do Red Eyes Darkness Metal's ability to resurrect it, and you want to use this guy to power his attacks, just add it back to your extra deck and draw another card. So yeah, there's that. I like the artwork of the classic one, but I love the effect of the new one. Then, of course, I run 1 Dragon Master Knight. Uh, 5,000 attack points, Light Monster, Blackluster Soldier, and Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. He gains 500 attack points for every dragon on your field. Except for himself, of course. Also, he can only be special summoned by fusion summon. Then, of course, to go with him, because he's good to face off against Five-Headed Dragon, because that's what was done in the anime. Well, to go with that, I do have 1 Five-Headed Dragon to make 2 5K beef stick guys. This guy, because he can only be destroyed by a light monster. Must be fusion summoned. It cannot be special summoned by other ways. This card cannot be destroyed by battle with a dark, earth, water, fire, or wind monster. Hold on. Okay. Then, yeah, these guys right here, light and dark. Then I do 1 Dark Paladin. This monster can only be special summoned with fusion summon. As long as this card remains face up on the field, I can negate the activation of 1 spell card and destroy the spell card by discarding one card from my hand. The attack of this card is increased by 500 points for each dragon-type monster on the field or in either player's graveyard. That's why Dark Paladin's in here. I know it's a spellcaster, but it still works with dragons. And I love this artwork of him. I got the tutorial box, I believe a year ago. That had the Yugi and Kaiba tutorial box. They had the shiny blue eyes. I think the structure deck Kaiba came with a second artwork version, and I think this one had the first artwork. It goes for like $100 or $1,000 now. I think it's hundreds, 1 or 200. And he was in the rulebook. Because I got it and I was like, where's Dark Paladin? Then I looked through the rulebook and I'm like, oh, there he is. Because they stuck him in a little thing in the rulebook. Then I run one Doom Virus, pretty much to mess with your opponent's play. Like, say they have Blue Eyes Dark Magician. Making a video right now. They have Blue Eyes Dark Magician in their hand or on their field. Just mess with them by like blowing them up. Then if they want to draw something, they can still search because it doesn't say anything against it. But if they draw it, then obviously it's bye-bye. Then I run one Mirror Force Dragon, which at first I thought his effect was cool, but then I realized, oh, he can't negate spell and traps during the battle phase, so he can't negate other Mirror Forces. He can negate attacks, pretty much because your opponent attacks any monster you have, if he's there, he can blow up at all cards they control. And if they activate anything outside of the battle phase, of course. Anything that targets, of course. Any effect targets. They can't just like activate something that lets them draw like Pot of Greed. No, only if it targets any of your monsters. Then next I have First of the Dragons, which because he can only be destroyed by a normal monster, and he requires 2 normal monsters, which is simple for this deck. He's 2,700, so yeah, it's pretty good. That's it for the fusions. Next up, I have Xyz. I have 2 Xyz monsters, because Fusion took up most of it. I run one Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, pretty much 2,500 with 2 overlay units. Using both overlay units for his ability, he lets you select one monster your opponent controls and make its attack become halved, and he gains it. Pretty much a Dark Mist, only a lot stronger. Yeah, it's like a Dark Mist. Then I run one Utopia. Utopia is pretty much the negator if you don't have a Mirror Force. Because like I said, you do have a lot of level 4s, like Alexandrite, Luster Dragon, Dwarf Star, and let me take a look at this actually. Oh yeah, Prisma. Well, you're gonna use Prisma for fusion. That's just silly. Yeah, 2 Dwarf Stars, 2 Lusters, 2 Alexandrites. So yeah, you have the stuff needed right there. Okay, but that, yeah, pretty much your negator until he gets down to 0 overlay units. Then it's pretty much anything. Even a Karibo attacks him. Boom, gone. Or a Maiden attacking him. That's silly. Oh, yeah. And now for Synchros, which I only have 2. And that's 2 Azure Silver Dragons. When I get another tin, I'm hoping to swap out 1 for like maybe a Blue Eyes Spirit. Because both of my spirits are in my Blue Eyes deck. Because I do love using my Red Eyes and Blue Eyes. But Azure here is pretty much your summoner for... I think it's Dragon Normal. No, it's not Dragon Normal Monster. It's Normal Monster in general in your grave. So yeah, like your Dark Magicians, your Red Eyes, your Blue Eyes. If you want, you can bring out your Alexandrites and them back. Your Hunter Dragon. But yeah. And also, when he's summoned, that's only during your standby phase, I believe. But when he's summoned, he lets you protect all dragons you currently have on your field from destruction. So yeah, that is really good. Well, there you have it, guys. That is my Dragon Master deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have more deck profiles coming in the future. And maybe even a few pack openings really soon. Till then, guys, I'm EpicMan14111 signing out.